All right, Shalom Yasharallah. Before we go into this lesson, we give our honor, our glory, and our praises be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. We give double honors to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Camp, better known as Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, Tabernacle of David, and Aaron Brother Zariak coming through this lesson. This lesson is dealing with fevers because many people underestimate what fevers does. Fevers is not a reaction that is going to be coming against your body, but it's there to aid your body by removing or even unaliving viruses or viral infections and things like bacterial overloads as well. Fevers have its purpose, and many people misunderstand it, thinking it's a negative effect. And when they go to get medicine or pharmaceutical drugs to suppress the fever, you realize the symptoms of what was causing the symptoms of the sickness begins to get worse, because what was causing your body to react like that now has a free and easier place to attack and to nest. All right, the fevers are there as an attack mechanism to defend your body. It was never there to damage or harm your body or to make you feel like that. The heat that it increases also alerts your body of an infection or inflammation or swelling or even a virus in your system. But let's go into it, because again, if we don't explain these things, we will have people still go into the pharmaceuticals to get things to suppress things like fever. Because I know many people, and I'm one of them, who have used the method of heat and sweating to cut fevers completely. Because why? It allows your body to fight more efficiently when you are in a heated state. If you could endure it, especially no fan or AC during the night, when you have a virus or an infection or a common cold over the cases. One night, no fan with a fever, and no fan with a fever, sweat it out, and the next morning you'll be getting up strong, no fevers, no virus, no infection. That's usually how it works. This is a natural way of getting removed, but let's go into it. Because at the end of the day, we have remedies provided to aid the body to speed up the process of the fever and to get rid of what viral infections, whatever it may have, that is causing you to have a reaction in your body due to infection, inflammation, or viral loads, right? So, this is why we have to be on scriptures. Every scripture says, well, then the skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. At this point in time, because the next precept I'm going to bring out, you all know about it. At this point in time, people should not be able to not relieve the symptoms of fever due to whatever is going on with their bodies. A simple thing as a fever should be understood as to what you need to do. Example, fever grass. It's called fever grass for a reason. Use it. That's all. One herb. You get the herb before I even started to explain. Fever grass by itself does the trick. Use it. Let's go into the lesson now. Right? Because it says here, Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. So let's go into it immediately. Let's go into the breakdown salat. Alright? Bear with me. So we have, they go back down to the fever and the cause of fever. Right, fevers, we have both, so we can go through both of them. So fever is a disease of the whole body. Here it says, which is not, because you misunderstand what fever really is. I'll show you. Right, the abnormal rise in temperature of the body is called fever. That's all it is. An abnormal rise in temperature due to what? Infections or viral loads. Normal body temperatures is 98.4 Fahrenheit, or basically we use Fahrenheit in this country, let me read, not Celsius. Anyways, temperature above or below is a disease. As I said, temperature above or below is a disease, because it is a disease, because your body is a little bit warmer, you're going to feel more uncomfortable. We know that it's a disease of the body. We know that. As first aid, to save the brain from permanent damage, please place cold pads on the forehead. Fever is not a disease in itself. Like I said, so it's telling you now, it is a consequence of a diseased body. Now you understand more. It says the body is telling us that something is wrong. The cause must be identified and treated. A low-grade fever may look harmless. If the cause is not diagnosed, it may persist and the actual disease may become more serious. A visit to the doctor is a must, which we don't recommend, especially in this time. Seeing how they lie to us and force many people to take these shots. Come on, and the doctors was pushing that. It's not recommended. Let me read. They have failed. Sorry. Anyways, right. So it says self-medication is not advised. As usual. All right. It says, if you have not been able to locate a reason for a fever, a visit to the doctor becomes imperative, right? And it goes on to say types of fever. Continuous fever. In this type of fever, the body's temperature raised than 1 degree than the normal, I guess it's raised more than 1 degree than the normal in 24 hours. It is associated with the following diseases: typhus. It have, well, let's go to the next. Let's see if we see it. Typhus. We have typhoids. We have pneumonia. We have brucellosis, I guess, urinary tract infection, infective endocarditis. We have remittent fever. It says in this type of fever, the body temperature fluctuates and may raise up to more degrees than the normal in 24 hours. It is associated with the typhoids and endocarditis, which inflammation of the heart. It says the intermittent fever. In this type of fever, the body temperature raises only for a certain period. It is associated with malaria, paima, visceral, leishmaniasis. I ain't gonna try. All right. Which the other word for it is Kala Azar, Slovakia, and septicemia, which is septic fever. And then you go septic fever, a fever that is associated with septic infection, which is known as septic fever. The body temperature may rise up to 5 degrees more than normal. It says low-grade fever, as the name indicates, is a mild elevation of the body temperature than the normal. In children, it may occur during the teething period. In adults, it may be associated with TB. We have, as we continue, we have hypopyrexia. The extreme high body temperature is hypopyrexia. In this body temperature, it raises up to 6 to 7 degrees than normal. It may be an indication of an emergency. We have, last but not least, we see hyperthermia, when the natural thermoregulation system of the body gets failed. That's their way of saying gets failed. The condition is known as hyperthermia. Right? Causes of fever, which is flu, viruses, tumors, chickenpox, pneumonia, heat exhaustions. We have amphetamine, amphetamine, select abuse. Select pronunciation again. You know how this works sometimes. Alcohol withdrawal, bacterial infections. I wish I could press it to go in to see what it is, but it is what it is. We don't have to press. We can't press it right now. Anyways, bacterial infections, like I said, rheumatoid arthritis. We have blood pressure or seizures. If not treated properly, fevers may cause typhoid or severe dehydration, which could also lead to unaliving. All right, your best bet is basil. Okay, I'll just use basil because basil. But what we have here, for those who didn't realize, was two major remedies that it deals with fevers itself. One dealing with the cold or flu fever, and the other dealing with all fevers. So the first one, we have bayberries, cat's claw, chickweed, cloves, elecampane, horehound, mullein, and we have pleurisy. I think it's okay. I figure it's pronounced. It's a weird, the real pronunciation weird. I ain't gonna lie. But we have white pine bark, and as you go lower down, which like I was saying before, which for the actual fever, there's literally a much more. So we have two remedies that's given here, right? So we are giving one. The first one is fever grass. You can add literally. You could add fever grass to what we know as oregano or broadleaf thyme, which is known in the Caribbean, right? And you add those two together, and this is a remedy I'm giving you right here. I know is known to cut fever because it deals with the situation. You take onion, cut it in a quarter, you add it to your cup with your fever grass and your broadleaf thyme. 2 broadleaf thyme to be exact. 2 to 3 in the cup, a regular cup. And you add in a clove of garlic. You're cutting up one, not clove, you're cutting up one garlic basically, cut it up into small, not tiny, but let's just say about 5-6 pieces, and you throw it into that. You add hot water, and you throw in a bay leaf or 2. That's supposed to cut that fever completely because it's going to be doing a trick in removing the viral infections or even infections itself. Over a period of time, you do that, you drink that 2 to 3 times a day, and you fast for the first day, and the effects are going to be reduced tremendously. This is what you use, and then by itself, you could use, like I said, fever grass. It is known for its name. Let's continue. It says, we have fever, we have angelica, right? We have bitter root, we have borage, we have buck bean, we have calamus, catnip, cat's claw, cayenne, right? We have cinchona, we have cleavers, we have dandelions, we have echinacea, we have feverfew, hyssop. We have hyssop, we have Indian hemp, lily of the valley, very important here. Lily of the valley, because it deals with your heart as well. So lily of the valley, lobula, mandrake, nettle, parsley. We have pleurisy, we have poplar, we have sage, we have sarsaparilla, shepherd's purse, sumac, berries, tansy, we have thyme, we have valerian, we have vervain or blue vervain to be exact, which is very important for fevers as well. We have wahoo, willow, wintergreen, and yarrows. So you're already given, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4 remedies here that's provided that works, and again, all of them actually works. So you need to write this information down. It actually works. Let me get a precept to that one time. Remember, scripture says, Yahweh Hashem Hashem created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. The reason I'm stressing for you to write this down, because this simple remedies that I provided so far is going to be used for those who are going through this situation, the symptoms, and that symptom is going to be no more because it works. It works. Right? And if something that works as good as what I recommended, then you shouldn't have an issue just taking the recipes itself down. Catch what I'm saying? Recipes itself. You don't have to write the whole lesson. Take down the recipes itself, because at the end of the day, it's going to help you in times of trouble. Scripture says what? Look at that precept immediately. It says in Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be distributed of thy times. These are the times that we need the wisdom and knowledge. Especially when scripture says, Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. We are supposed to ignore what is being brought, especially in this time, because we know more sickness, more troubles, more afflictions is going to be coming our way. So we must be able to endure them. And one of the things in doing so is get onto the herbs. You are going to understand how powerful they really are once you begin to take them. It's going to be hard to start on them. It's going to be easy to continue. Remember that. Remember that. As I go on to say, and treasure salvation, for the fear of your house is treasure. So in times like this, where we are still under captivity, when our body isn't in that strong state that what it was supposed to be, it's in a weak state, you would need these things to keep you at bay, keep you healthy, keep you going at the end of the day. Because as the scripture says, like that precept before you continue, like one precept, Sirach 38 again. It's going to say what? And he that sinned before is maker, let it fall into the hands of the physicians, which we are today trying to provide these remedies so that you can get. Because again, let me go back into this. We'll continue after. So let's go back into it. Let's get to the next one. I'm gonna pause. Last remedy we have, which includes your wormwood. Your parasite that we have wormwood, black walnut cloves, la campaign, chaparral, blessed thistle, neem, fennel seeds, and I believe for this one it's for the close of this have a peak. And then for the next drink, it's 2 drinks you're using. We have golden seal, echinacea, and then we have the which continues as burdock root, yellow dock, sarsaparilla, hydrangea root, and mullein to top it off, together with the parasite detox. Those 2, you drink the parasite just in the morning, an hour before you consume anything, and during the day you consume the next part of the remedy, and that is supposed to do the trick. All right, we already know how you're doing your brews or your steep. But you could either brew it by boiling it for 10 minutes or 7 minutes, and then close it off and let it know. You put it at the lowest heat to simmer for the next 7 minutes, so about 14 minutes overall. And then you close it off. When you do that, you're going to be drawing all the nutrients that is needed for that reaction that your body needs to begin to do what? Cut down on the fever by what? Unaliving of these viral loads or viral infections, or removing the infections itself, as we know. That is going to help, especially to cut down that fever. And the fever is not the main issue, like I said. It's what causes the fever is the main issue. So if you have something to do with all these things, then the advice is to do what? Take it down, because at the end of the day, like I was saying before, you get a precept before you continue. It says what? A health and a good state of body are above of all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above his sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. So what we're providing here is that you could now have that sound body that is required of you if you have faith in Yahweh Shemeshah, so you can continue to do the will in sincerity and in truth. And this is why we are here providing all this information. Notice, you get longest remedy for fevers, all fevers to be exact. You get the short remedies, which is the cold and the flu fever, and then you get a parasite detox mixed with the remedy for the fevers. Shorter than the longer one, but deals in that same instance as you take it. Literally. People who know me and who know I do these herbs know that if I say that after an hour the fever left and let's just say the swelling or any infections or whatever symptoms you may have, after an hour it usually goes. For those who don't, you may not want to believe me, but this, for those who know me, this is the effect that my herbs bring, because it's Kazakh healing for a reason. Kazakh means strong healing, and that's where I'm coming from. So the scripture says, then give place to a physician, for Yahweh hath created him. It says, let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. There's a time when India has this good success, and this one another good success. So for the Akiam who going through that mild fever, you now have the remedy to what? Fasten the process to cut the fever down. Alright? So I hope this information is indeed clear and indeed edifying. We say Shalom Yasharala, Kal Halaliam, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. We get double honors to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Camp, but of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David, and I'm Roberta Zariak saying to you, Shalom and Shalom. On to the next one.